Tuesday, Wednesday, October 11th. On all 3 o'clocks, which makes it very good. So I'll speak to order. All 3 commissioners here seem to have a forum. Something that first meeting of the month, we recognize. Really wanted to have the picture with all of us. People don't want to have their picture with all of us. So I made an exception. So you're celebrating your anniversary. So
Okay.
Righty. Next up, we're moving on to the adoption of the consent calendar. Oh, one more thing I was gonna say, not on the agenda. We're having some flooding issues and today on the side of the wall, so I'm just. Flooding here. Okay, moving on, adoption of the consent calendar. These are items that are routine in nature that either staff or commissioners can highlight for your discussion. We're all together, so see what happening in our highlights. Sure, yeah. Yeah. That is H6, that one, and we'll see share of emergency services. That's, okay, yeah, sure. Oh. Yeah. Yes. Is that an item 6 or item 7? It's like the MOU between DOC. So administratively, let's do this. When we approve the consent calendar, we approve it, except item 6, we will not approve item 6 with the changes.
Talking back to that now. Please. Our internal staff.
You and I, Commissioner Miller, Administrator Johnson, we know we, as a county, need to really build that bench and get the people in there, get everyone trained under the ICS system, the NIMS, National Incident Management System, so that we are prepared for anything that can happen. We can bring people into that ICS structure, give them a role, and be confident. We have obviously this county has a lot of great people here, a lot of great talent. During an emergency, we got to bring all that great talent and address the immediate need moving forward. So there's been a lot of discussions. I see that just as we identify a new emergency manager moving forward, we will definitely make that.
Yeah. And some people like this,
Some people do.
which I think that's always a good thing to look for, is those individuals who find it interesting, so.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an interesting field. Coming from one back in 2009, I was that emergency program manager at that point. I learned through my education, just experience doing that it is a unique field, and I'm confident we'll find a very good emergency manager moving forward too. But I'm also confident in Johnson's ability to do that. If a disaster happened tomorrow, that we're fully prepared to do that for the public and move forward. I know that he's, speaking for him now, reached out to our other partners in emergency management around the county. Everybody understands, we all again know that we can come together and address any need that comes out.
I think it's always dovetailed nicely under your management. So, well, that's all the questions I have. So I'm satisfied. Appreciate it.
No,
Yeah.
no, okay.
I would move that we adopt the consent calendar as presented, with the exception of item H6, which we will pull out for individual action.
I'll second the motion. All in
All
favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Okay, Commissioner Miller, do you want to make a motion for H6 and note the changes you would like?
Yeah, and I'll echo Sheriff Landers as well. On page 2 of 3, we've just got a redundant I there. And then also, I think we need to just correct some of these dates, and I can't pull them out. Curtis had that. Yep. Curtis, you want to maybe remind me real fast on those dates? I'm sorry.
has a.
Oh, go ahead, Cam.
If either the sheriff or one of the commissioners could maybe repeat some of those changes, we were having some audio issues that are now rectified, just for the
Oh.
record.
Okay.
I think we need Sheriff Landers.
Yeah, sorry.
I think like Kathleen actually had recorded them. The changes. Kathleen has them recorded, which is what is significant.
Just real
For the
fast
minutes.
again, though,
Yeah.
Sheriff, what were those two numbers you saw?
In the MOU, let's see, it's in other conditions, there's this typo, the I needs to be removed in the
Yes,
very first sentence where it says shall I continue.
yes,
So we just shall continue the existence. And then we need to make sure, and whatever dates you're comfortable with this MOU moving forward. I don't remember how many years we put in last time. I thought it was 2 or 3. But we need the 2 and from
okay,
the initial term of the memorandum.
So let's say from
Yeah.
today for 36 months?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to make a motion that we approve item H6
with the conditions noted by Sheriff Flanders and with dates from today and 3 years from now.
I'll second that. All right.
I'll say Commissioner Miller did. All right.
All right.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to decision and action items. First up, we have request for proposals or RFP for Lincoln County Medical Examiner presented by County Council Chris Mule.
Yeah, thank you, commissioners.
Mhm.
So we've recently been notified that Dr. Marilyn Fraser, who's our medical examiner, at least for the past, I believe, almost 20 years, for Lincoln County, we've been very lucky to have her here this long, has notified that she is going to retire from those duties effective November 1st. So we are moving forward with an RFP to seek a qualified medical examiner. So before you is the criteria and the responsibilities. I did contact HHS Vital Records, which has the statistics for how many death certificates Dr. Fraser will sign per month.
Mhm.
And the average is around 10. So we're not talking of a high number. So those are not obviously our number of deaths in the county. Deaths that include care under a physician or in a hospital under
Mhm.
hospice would not be ones that Dr. Fraser would be involved in.
Okay.
So the total number, it averaged around 10 per month of cases. So we are looking for, obviously a qualified physician that can practice in the state of Oregon. They would go through and complete the MDI, training program and work with the funeral staff, do trainings, work with law enforcement. So if you just go through the submittal, we're going to keep this open until November 8th.
Yep.
And they would respond to Ms. Kelly for bids. So any questions on the RFP process?
Go ahead, Commissioner Miller.
Yeah, Madam Chair, just one question. The MDI training, is it really deep or quick?
I think it's a 4-day course.
40
yeah.
course. Okay.
And so you don't have to be, well, obviously that's just for the medical examiner, but we've had historically in the past, deputies go through this.
Oh.
You don't have to be law enforcement to be a deputy ME. In
Oh,
many
okay.
counties, you could be, I mean, there's been people who have non-law enforcement backgrounds that do it.
Oh.
So,
But for this particular RFP, we do need a medical doctor that also goes through the training, correct?
yes, once we
Okay.
find somebody that can practice in the state of Oregon.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay, so, because I had a question coming in from a funeral home, this can't be like a nurse practitioner or,
Not under the state, no. They have to
okay,
be able
it's
to
got to be a
practice
medical
medicine.
doctor licensed in Oregon. Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
And so I misspoke. It's actually Wednesday, November 15th. It's going to be
Okay.
open for for bids
Oh,
to be submitted to the office. And so Mr. Johnson's office would handle processing of those and we'll go through and see what we get and hopefully bring back a proposal for you.
Okay.
For a contract.
Okay.
All right, very good.
Commissioner Holland?
No.
No?
No, all sounds
Okay.
good.
All right, I will entertain a motion.
Let's see.
I move that we approve and move forward with issuing the proposed RFP for Lincoln County Medical Examining Services.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Thanks. Next up, item B under decision action is surplus funds policy, again presented by County Council Kristen Mule.
Okay.
Done.
All right, commissioners, back in the spring, the US Supreme Court had a decision in Tyler v. Hennepin regarding excess funds from foreclosed properties. And so when counties foreclose on properties and they sell them at auction or maybe to a subsequent owner, the amount that we foreclosed on minus the difference that we actually sold it at auction for or to a new owner.
Okay.
So under the law now, the US Supreme Court has said an owner that was foreclosed on a claimant can claim those excess funds. So we need to set up a process. The state, Oregon is still one of the minority states who does not have any legislation for this. I know legislation is in the works and they're talking about proposing a bill in February. But in the meantime, we need a process in place for individuals to be able to make a claim. So this is a policy, a proposed policy, and then a claim form. Which basically goes through and if somebody, we're not addressing assignment, we do have a pending claim. But somebody has to have a notarized statement from the original owner saying that their interest has been assigned or that they're making the claim.
Okay.
And so if you go through our application and you go through the claim form, it just kind of walks you through what the process would be to make a claim for access fees.
Okay. Council Yule, we wouldn't be responsible to provide the notary?
No.
Okay.
Question I have is we do have this under decision action. Is this something we need to take action on today, or should we wait till November 1 for public input?
No, we need to
Take action
on it.
today. Okay, Commissioner Hall, questions?
None.
Okay, I would then move that we approve the surplus funds policy as presented by Council Yule.
I'll second that.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, I'm gonna switch our agenda up a little bit. I'm just gonna go right into item D, Parks Budget Adjustment, Zero Turn Mower, presented again by County Council Yule so that she can do all of her things, and then we'll move to item C.
Okay, sounds good. So in your packet is some bids, some quotes from Ms. Perry, who's our parks manager. And so what she's proposing, she has one for a diesel. So their mower is not operable, it's not functioning, and it's pretty much obsolete. The
Yeah, I
parts
spoke with her
are
yesterday,
too
said
expensive.
like repair parts aren't even manufactured
No, so
anymore.
it's time to get a new tractor and mower. So her proposal is for a diesel, which is 25,000. It's the second quote, 25,000. And then the quote that she would like entertained is the one for the electric mower.
Okay.
Just because over time, this will save the county. Obviously, we're not going to be purchasing fuel.
Yep.
And so that is the quote that she would like.
And how much is that for the electric?
So it's $27,359.98. You keep scroll down to the next page.
Yeah, it's
Well, I will say,
a couple
I
grand.
think we've gotten good use out of our mower if they no longer make parts for it. So
Yeah.
clearly
Yeah.
we use that to its full availability.
Yeah,
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Yeah, I am excited about this. I really think it's a great opportunity. I always like to see us moving toward more energy conscious vehicles. I'm going to assume that Director Perry has consulted with Fleet and they don't have any concerns. I assume this would be our first all-electric vehicle that they can service it and no potential issues seen. Good, good.
yeah. So maybe when you're camping, it's like.
Yeah.
you know.
Okay,
Instead of a loud, smelly diesel motor.
motion,
Yes, I would move that we approve for a parks budget adjustment for the Greenworks electric zero turn mower.
I'll second that.
okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Great. Okay, now we're moving back up the agenda to item C, Tri-County Continuum of Care presented by Peggy McGuire, Executive Director, Community Services Consortium. Is Peggy not here or online or check for her? Nope.
No.
Nope. Okay, I don't necessarily know that we need Peggy. We had a full presentation by her last week. We also had a presentation by Commissioner Hall several weeks ago about this issue, so I think it's okay that we move forward and
Sure.
have a discussion if ever commissioners feel okay with that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds good.
Well, I will just lead and say with the information provided both by Executive Director McGuire from CSC as well as Commissioner Hall in the past. I think it makes sense that we, support the resolution and moving forward and trying to create our own continuum of care. Of course, there's no guarantee that that is, granted, but I think it makes sense to try to move forward and create one with our Lynn and Benton counties.
Agreed. I think she stated the case pretty articulately, so.
Yeah, I am really excited to see this happen because, well, we're working so hard on the immediate term, getting the county shelter up and going, putting the finishing touches on our 5-year coordinated homeless plan. We also need to think about the long game, and I really think if this comes to pass, it's going to give us a significantly greater voice in charting our own destiny when it comes to funding for homeless programs in the future. So
Commissioner Hall, since this has kind of been one of your things, would you like to make the motion for this?
gladly, I move that the Lincoln County Board of Commissioners approve a proposed resolution supporting the establishment of a tri-county continuum of care for Lynn, Benton, and Lincoln counties.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Thank you. Yay. All right, moving down onto reports. Commissioner Hall, anything to report?
Well, I'll be in Eugene Saturday morning. I'll be alone McCoy in a sea of Hatfields. It's the League of Oregon Cities Conference, and they've asked me to join a Saturday morning panel on homelessness and local responses statewide. Joining me on the panel and will be Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler, and last minute substitution, an old friend of all of us, the OMA President-elect Rod Cross. So,
Nice. Okay. Anything to report, Commissioner Miller?
Nothing in particular other than looking forward to the jail tour later today.
mhm.
So I think that'll be a good time.
Okay. I think you need to reestablish what you think a good time is, but anyways. All right.
It's the muffins.
Yeah, there you go. All right, I have one thing I want to read under reports. This is from the weekly 4-H like newsletter that both 4-H kids and parents got, and it says, let's read it out loud here. It says, "Thank you, Lincoln County Commissioners and Lincoln County Fair Board. The Lincoln County 4-H program would like to give a huge shout out of thanks to the county commissioners and the Fair Board. For the many years our program has used Lincoln County Commons / fairgrounds. We are thankful for the relationship we have developed and nurtured together so that youth in our county have a place to exhibit their projects. You provided us a space to learn, to grow, and to give back to our community. Our youth have grown into amazing adults over these years, whose children now walk the grounds of their parents because of this partnership we have cultivated for so long. We are excited for the new renovations to begin on the property and look forward to many more years of working together to grow an even stronger community. Even though we will be separated during this time of great expansion and upgrades, we want you to know how much we appreciate you and value all that the future holds, so that we will continue to learn by doing, which is the 4-H model for you non-4-H people. So anyways, I just wanted to,
Yeah,
I thought that was really sweet that they sent that out. So just wanted to share that with everybody.
and thank you, Madam Chair, and reciprocated too. You know, my son with the
Mhm.
STEAM and archery have just been really good, development programs. So it goes both ways.
Yep. Any other reports from staff or no? Okay, moving on to,
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
I just wanted to remind the public again about a change in how our meetings are going to stream.
Thank you.
So the live stream will no longer be on YouTube. The videos will still be available later on YouTube after we've uploaded them. But I'm just going to share the screen here so people can see. From now on, to view the meeting live, you will go to the agenda. Click on the agenda for that meeting. This is October 11th. And then over here on the left side, it says meeting media. Right now, we're uploading videos to here, but starting at the next meeting, the first one in November, the live stream will be at this tab. And also a quick reminder, because there's a little bit of a discrepancy between our agenda and the smart sheet that's used to submit public comment to the Board of Commissioners. The deadline for submission to be included in the next meeting is noon the day prior.
Madam Chair, I'd like to add one thing too. And you've made some comments about how great it is to be able to see these documents and click on them. One of the products of once we start streaming through there will be then later the agenda will also be bookmarked.
Oh,
So then you'll click on the item, and in addition to finding the document, you'll also jump to that portion of the meeting.
excellent.
So there won't be this kind of, click, and if you try to catch up on YouTube, it's a little,
yeah,
Clunky.
yes. So that'll streamline that process too, which I think will give people the ability to just go to what they want. So,
Mhm.
it's great.
okay.
Yeah. Okay, anything else, PIO lip? No, okay, moving on to public comment. I think we received some written public comment, which we will look at first. Yeah, and then three of the same regarding elections, okay?
Same except for different names.
All right, do we have any online public comment?
Ms. Brandwin submitted written comment. She is on Zoom. Ms. Brandwin, can you hear me? And would you like to address the commissioners?
Get my timer out.
She responds.
Hi,
Okay, we do hear you.
Can you
have,
hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You do have 3 minutes for public comment. Would you like to give us public comment?
well, I submitted an email to you. Did you get that? Or
We did.
it's
Yep.
about the spraying, the herbicide spraying that's taken place, or maybe has taken place. I'm not really sure, but it's just a general, I just am very upset over the spraying that's been taking place in this county for many years. And I have witnessed many people get sick from it. And I just want to know what it is that we can do to stop it. It's just an action that's taking place that is harming people, and it's poisonous, and it's in the air. And I feel like I've been having issues because of it for quite a few years. And it just seems like nothing has been done about it. I realize it is preempted a state law, but where can we start on the county level or on the grassroots level to see whether we can abolish this action that has been approved by the state that is poisoning the people of the state? I hope that makes sense to you.
Okay, thank you. All right, do we have any other online public comment? Nope, that's it. Do we have anyone thinking it's the sheriff's office staff, so probably not in person public comment?
She left.
Looks like she left. Okay, so I don't think we have any other public comment. I do want to address the question we just got through public comment, what can be done at the county level in regards to spray? And just say that because this is a state law and an outright allowed use, there's really nothing you can do at the county level. This is a state level policy change, and that would be targeting the Forest Practices Act. So that would be what citizens, individuals, and state elected officials would need to do to change that state rule.
Madam Chair,
Yeah.
I would add, I'd be happy to give her a call as well. And just
Okay.
maybe work through some things.
Okay, Commissioner Miller will follow up with that, it sounds like.
Okay.
All right, anything else from anybody else? Nope. Okay, with that, we are adjourned. Our next meeting is Wednesday, November 1 at 10 a.m.